It is cooked, friends. I know what she's saying. It's a big ass place for a big ass man, and it's a mukbang. So we're gonna be overeating. Not trying to promote anything except good food, and this, my friends, is good food. Do two things at once, but hey, we'll look at the music. So yeah, so I'm in a super good mood today. Work is going really well. My community is digging it. Yesterday we did a 12-hour stream. I have a problem with the Wi-Fi today, but I spent a lot of time to the day, so not a problem. You guys are doing well. You guys are having a good day. You know, the last time we did a mukbang was when? Oh, fuck. It's really good. There's a lot of bones, sadly, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. There's worse thing in life, right? And how we did a mukbang, we're talking about it was Wednesday. You should remember that. It was Wednesday was about, oh yeah, it was about being thankful about how life at work has been better, right? I remember that. Oh, today I feel like talking about, because I was watching this documentary. Okay, let's have it start. Agrovia. Yeah, so I was watching this documentary on McDuck Nuggets, right? And I was watching this, and it was so interesting because I was doing a podcast with one athlete, which was two OG YouTuber, right? And I'm not trying to. Okay, this is really really good. If you ask me what is inside, I have no clue. The sauce is amazing. First of all, and the chicken is really nice. I think it's chicken. I know it's smoked. We have rice, which is really nice. We have lemon. It's sweet. It's really nice. Honestly, do it with. See, I was right, yeah, but it's a shame because I understand this is a lot. I understand, right? This is a lot for a person, but my only day off, right? And you know, I feel bad for the guy. Imagine you cook for 2 hours and a half, and you cook for 2 hours and a half, and it's not finished. There's a really funny story I have. I mentioned my best friend Carl. So Carl was technically, if not the first, one of the first. I think my father was the first. Was the first person I invited to the apartments. This very apartment. 10 years ago, right? And what happened was, I was really into cooking by then. Really into cooking, and I'm still into cooking, but sadly, I feel like cooking is that with the years of being in poverty and the years of eating fast food and you know, I'm sorry, this is so good. I have a hard time focusing. With the years of eating junk food and ramen, I understand that I can be very happy cooking something that takes a couple minutes than cooking something that takes 2 hours, right? We're all just the same. I used to cook for 40 minutes, 50 minutes. And I always was fat. I always was a person with a big appetite. And Carl, don't ask me why. The guy is, I'm 5'4". The guy is 6'12". No, sorry, I'm 5'12". 6'12" is a lot. And It's muscular. And I still eat more than him. Oh. It's the sorry, it was the what you call it? I was the stomach. My the liver. I don't like liver. And you know, I should do this I've been telling you guys about me being socially behind. It's a perfect example for that. I used to cook a huge meal, and I would finish it. And the guy, if he wouldn't finish it, I would be like, "Oh, it wasn't that good," and he felt bad because it's a good friend. So what he would do, he would force to eat himself. He would force himself to eat more. Yeah. And that me being a bad friend, because I should have asked him, "Hey, how hungry are you?" But, you know, it's life. So yeah, so I did feel bad for the guy cooking 2 hours and a half, and everybody eating his food. But at the same time, you knew how much we were gonna be, and you made more food. It's a bit on you, you know. But at the end of the day, you do what you want, right? So, all of this to say, that's really good. Really good. So, I was watching this documentary on OG YouTuber McJugger Nuggets and Roman. Of course, there's also been in the past of YouTube. I'm just gonna put it back on the microwave. And we're back. Crazy as fuck. So yeah, so like I was saying, sorry about that. The food was cold. It's a big quantity, so of course the outside is gonna be warm, but the inside is gonna be cold. So when you touch the bowl, you see if it's warm, it's warm. But when you touch it, it's cold. So like I was saying, I was watching this interview, this podcast with Roman Atwood and Major Grant. I have to add the Roman Atwood podcast to Spotify because it's really good. Shout out to Roman Atwood. And it was crazy because I was watching it, and so what happened to me was when I was a teenager, when I was an adult, a young adult, sorry. So basically, what happened was I was very into not. I was very into show because we didn't have Wi-Fi. We didn't have Wi-Fi because we had a computer at home. The computer at home had a password. It was password protected. My stepmom, she would love to go on Facebook, so I had it for 2 hours every 2 days, right? And it's fine. I don't mind as much, but another thing that happened was I had an Nintendo 64 from the age of 4 to the age of 16, right? And yeah, so the game I had on Nintendo, I didn't have a lot of game. I had 6 games. And when I went to the computer, I used to prefer to go games. I would use YouTube as a music platform, right? So all of this to say, I feel bad because I didn't see Make Juggernaut get and Roman Atwood. It's not about those two creators. It's about the path of YouTube, right? So years later, when I started wanting to do YouTube, I started watching the story. I'm not here to talk shit, but the number of content channel, of reaction content channel, the number of we're seeing now there's a big trend of NPC AI, which is, I mean, I don't know. To me, it's not. It is content, of course. It is content. Everything is content. It is my kind of content. No, is it sound content? I'll be apt to enjoy, possibly. You know what? I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say the craziest thing right now. I'm talking about the AI trend right now. So the AI trend, for people that don't know, people that act like AI from video games, and they act like, oh, you give them a galaxy, thanks for the galaxy, thanks for the galaxy, thanks for the galaxy, and they act like an NPC who will repeat themselves, who has very limited movement because they're NPCs, right? And I'm seeing this and I'm like, not my kind of content. But then again, there's possibly one creator who is really, 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 really good. I remember this person called I think his name was is Jin, and he did a Skyrim C, and that was really good. And even Jenna Marble was like, "Yo, this is really good." That was years ago, right? So I'm seeing that kind of content, and I understand that right now it's popular. I understand this might be a trend, a fade. I don't know who, but what I do know, there's not gonna have more to do. So also an issue I'm having, which is one of the best issues you can have. I started creating content in my late 20s. Right? So if you look at me right now, I'm 30 years old, and most of my evolution, it is out of the use out of the YouTube realm, because again I had those shadows, those TV. Yeah, I could have went to the library, but fuck it. Right? And it's kind of crazy because I was thinking about that, and you know, I told you guys before, my parents were very strict. I love my parents. I'm very lucky that the parents I have. Very, very lucky. And my issue, let's not say my issue. It's not true. It's not an issue. You were very strict, which made me the person I am today. I'm grateful for that. But they were trying to. They were really trying to put me to work. When I went to an apartment, the first thing I did was not wanting to work. So thank God I had the podcast. We used to listen to a lot of podcasts, bro, the whole day. Oh my God, I remember when I came into the apartment, I had this channel, right, and it was called Radio X. Right, my house was very political and very pro-government. The government had our back. The government is a benefactor in our life, and I don't believe in a complete absolute anywhere in life. Everything has pros and cons. Yeah, the government can be a positive outcome in your life, but there's no way it's 100% positive. I talk about government, I talk about your work, about everything, right? You know? So I had this channel, and they were talking about how the government, what they did was, it was kind of an anarchist, it was a opinion radio, right? And it was so good. I was obsessed with it. I was really obsessed with it. Oh my God, you guys, I have no idea. I would listen to the whole entire day. And again, I didn't want to work, so I didn't have a PS4 yet. I got a PS4 about 2 years in my apartment, and I used to have my phone, and I had the what you call it? I had the emulator. I would play a lot of games, right? And again, those were games that would power pass. GBA, all that, right? You know, GBA was a wonderful thing, but I used to play the same game over and over. The Pokemon, you know? You know? And I thought, because although I had a lot of fun doing this, even oh, bacon. Bacon's nice. Oh my. So I was watching the same video because the channel was good, but we're talking about 10 years ago, and I know it's gonna be hard to believe, but 10 years ago the space on the phone wasn't the best, right? So I had 128 gig on my phone, and I had a lot of GBA game, a lot of music, a lot of podcasts. So I had some shows. The show that takes a lot of space. So I had two shows, right? And as I said, I didn't have Wi-Fi. So what I would do is I would have Kenny versus Penny and Super Boy all the time. Those two shows, I listened to it. Super Boy at least 20 times. Kenny versus Penny once a year for the last 10 years. Okay. And honestly, those two shows kind of crazy because we're talking about shows that define me. Both shows on YouTube, by the way. There's two shows on YouTube. You know? And yeah. It's not because it sucks because fuck, you know, I have a bit of this wonderful drink. We're talking about games and shows that define my childhood. My my main ick was that I used to play and watch those shows over and over and over again, and I don't think that's a problem per se. I think the problem was I was completely obsessed with them, and by being obsessed with them, I think I spent so much time consuming the same content, and I'm very glad when I see the person I am today. Very happy that for when I see the person I am today, but there's a part of me that wish, like for example, now that I'm doing YouTube, not that I'm streaming, cheers. Nice. So basically, what happened was, I'm saying the same thing too often. I'm repeating myself by question by what I mean, you know. So what happened was, I'm so focused on having the same thing, and I'm very glad to be who I am today. I'm very glad to be evolving, you know, who I am. But at the same time, look at what I'm saying. I'm saying that I'm socially behind, you know. And it's shocked because as I'm doing streaming, I never watch so much YouTube because I like to have YouTube in the background. I have when I was when I was playing game before, I used to have podcasts. When I started working and at work, I'm a lot of music, so I have Spotify on my when I have my Spotify on my phone and there's Wi-Fi at work. What I do is I have podcasts on for the better part of 40 hours. Um, no, between 40 hours per week, 2.5, right? That's 65 hours. No, 20 hours. That's 3 hours a week for podcast. So what I like to do when I stream is I like to listen to YouTube. Because it's wild. YouTube is my favorite platform, as you can tell. And with the 65 hours I'm watching of YouTube, I'm seeing you know, I was talking about what I'm seeing right now with the reaction channel, and although I love reaction channel, you know, I want to see original content creator. I want to see original pieces being created because as a creator, I want to see what people create to compare creation style. For example, we were talking about Mega Chocolate Nuggets. Mega Chocolate Nuggets came into my life in my late 20s. So when I was young, it was one channel on YouTube I used to watch a lot, and it was AGP. The Angry Grandpa Show. So the Angry Grandpa Show came into my life, and I want to say like 2010. one of the first channels on YouTube, and I really enjoyed like Grandpa, the pranks, the family, it was kind of fucked up. And know the craziest thing with AGP? Know the craziest thing? AGP was a big fan. Well, AGP and Michael. So AGP and Michael and Grandpa, which was Charles Green, which was the father, and Michael was the brain behind the operation of Angry Grandpa. And they were both fan of Roseanne. Roseanne was a show about a family, dysfunctional family, and they were fan of the show because Roseanne was a show about a family, dysfunctional family, right? And to me, that was a show. That was a show about family. Sure, there was prank, there was swearing, but it was more about the people inside the show. So I started watching AGP, and then I started having the YouTube. So I wanted to see more AGP, and it was a channel. It was a video I like to do. It's a AGP movie. So there's a whole channel about it. The guy, the AGP superfan, and what he does is he takes AGP clips, videos, and they put them in a video, like the best video of the year. I did 16 shows of that, 16 of 3 hours. That's it's 48. Yeah. Fuck that, bro. I'm sick. I don't know why, but I'm sick. And so on one of the film, we saw McJuggernuggets, and McJuggernuggets. It was a series. We know it's fake, but his idea was the channel was fake. And I was watching the show. I was 26, 25, 26, and I knew it was fake. I knew it was fake, but it was still entertaining, right? Um, we saw and there was this guy McJuggernuggets that I'd never heard before, and he was one of the forefather of YouTube, right? One of the most with the Psycho that series, one of the forefather of YouTube. So I saw it and I was like, okay, well, who the fuck is this guy? So I started watching his show and I actually enjoy it. And I knew it was fake because Jesse Ridgway, McJuggernuggets came out and say, hey, this shit is fake, right? But there was this storytelling, and although I love AGP, I knew the prank was fake. McJuggernuggets was a channel where we created a whole series, like a whole show of the family, and it was fake. But still, for 3-4 years, you had a show, right? Everyday upload. So I saw this, and I fell completely in love with the creation style. I fell completely in love with the storytelling. I fell completely in love with the fact that the commitment behind it. If you look at it, it's kind of crazy. The Psycho series is about, I want to say, 700 episodes. And out of the 700 episodes, there's probably more than a half that are 20 minutes and plus. I'm not gonna math, but 3 episodes of 20 minutes is an hour. We're doing 2 times this piece. That's 10. That's 6. So 6. You do 150 divided by 6. It's 15. 15. So what you do is 150 divided by 3. That's 50. That's easy. So you do 30 divided 50 divided by 30 divided by 2. That's 15. So 15 times 6 is 150, right? Did that make sense? No? Okay. I have no clue. So yeah, so there's probably it's a huge channel, and I watch it. I watch that series every year. I'm talking about this because today I was watching that and I was thinking about how it is a blessing to be who I am because of the show I watch, because of the inspiration that were in my life, because of what happened in my life, right? And I'm very excited to be born in the 90s. With the Pokemon, with the anime, with Naruto. Naruto is so good. Sure, I love Jujutsu Kaisen. I love Demon Slayer, and I love Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan is fucking. Hey, what shirt am I wearing, dude? I'm wearing Attack on Titan shirt right now, right now. Yeah, so it's fucking good, but there's always gonna be this feeling of appartness, of loyalty, of relatability with Naruto, because this is what I grew up with, and I'm so bored. I'm so excited. I was watching TikTok. They said on a stream about 2 days ago. I was watching Cartman, which one is one of the character in South Park. South Park, which is part of my history because I grew up with that show, as I grew up with The Simpsons, as I grew up with Futurama. There's a crossover on Fortnite right now of Futurama. And it's crazy because those things that I was born with, and and it's I got a hundo, bro. I hundo, and it's weird. It's weird because there's it's really weird because you have this pride, this oh my god, dude. So my I was raised by my father. Okay, let's make it clear. I was raised by my father. My father always talked about when he was young. Always thought about his band that he like, his show that he like. He always talked about. My father was obsessed with a show that stopped airing in '76. I was born in '93. Okay, I'm never gonna watch the show. I never watched the show. I cannot find the show. Fuck it. But my father is obsessed with that show, so he kept talking about it, and I was like, oh my gosh, turn the page, dude. And now I'm 20 years old and I'm realizing that he's right. The show I grew up with are shows that are super important to me. I'm seeing a lot of people talk about Drake and Josh, about High Carly, and now it's part of their foundation, their being is what they grew up with, their first experience. You get attached to those characters. You get attached to those characters. You get attached to the character a lot. And it's kind of crazy because those characters, I think a lot of us understand that they're fake. You still get attached. Like for example, we're seeing this show that's really popular right now, and it's called Euphoria. It's about teenage drugs and the sort. I never watched the show, but I know it's really popular. So you get those characters and you really attach to the character. You take one of the most popular show ever made, The Office. Dwight is played by Rainn Wilson, but you cannot help by seeing Rainn Wilson and not imagine Dwight. You see Jim Alpert and you're thinking about Robert Kaczynski. You seen Michael Scott and you cannot help but see him for I don't know his name. I think I know his name. It's I don't know. Fuck. You know, you see those characters and get attached to them, even though that's kind of then the marketing isn't the real thing. There's no paper industry. The writing behind The Office, which was a show when I came up, right? The writing behind The Office is crazy because when you look at The Office at the foundation, you see a paper company, and you're like, holy shit, those I follow those people. I wouldn't work. Oh my gosh, The Office ran for 10 years. Nobody watching this. Nobody. Well, possibly. There's a lot of things. If you have a fantasy feed, if you have a passion for paper, if your father was a salesman, if you look at a salesman kind of thing, but at the core it's a paper company, right? So nobody's watching this and say, oh, I want to work in a paper company for 10 years, right? But it's still managed to be interesting, and we care about the character, not necessarily the fact behind it. So I'm seeing fuck. I'm seeing the reaction channel. I'm seeing the AI personality on TikTok. As I said, I'm gonna focus on those because those two are currently very very popular, and they're the core of what I'm trying to say right now. Is I'm seeing this and I don't see a character behind it. So the character behind it that I'm not seeing is not a character that I can relate to because it's not a character that I really care about. One of my favorite channel was I'm not, no, you know what? I'm not gonna say it, but it became a reaction channel, and I'm like, you used to be so cool, bro. You used to be so inventive, so creative in your reaction channel right now, And we're seeing, it's not because I see FuzzyTube, and it's funny thing, me and FuzzyTube have the same birthday, so yeah. I was a bit vain, and I checked my birthday. Who was famous? There was four people, and the only one I knew was FuzzyTube. And you look at FuzzyTube, which was one of the fucking titans of YouTube, and you see him right now, and you know, he's on Twitch. He's asking for donation. He met Matan, who is the Bill Cosby kid, the kid that went to the Game Award and made a speech, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. And you're seeing this and you're saying, Fusi was an admiration between with a 15 years old, and I think it's super cool to be a 15 and to get the attention of somebody that's big like that, because Matan is, when you look at the character, he's really cool. He has this whole world and he's only 15, so he's very promising. And Matan is like a whole character, right? You see 42 and you're like, bro, you're one of the biggest, you know? And you see kid behind the camera right now, which fucking thank God he's a father, because his content was getting repetitive as fuck. It was the same thing, the same thing, the same thing, but then he became a father. And you can make it about seeing his kid grow, and as hopefully a father one day. I think this is phenomenal. I think this is truly, truly phenomenal. We live in an age where you can document your whole life and people can pick on that life, and it's kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time, because you're seeing all those dysfunctional family, and I was seeing, so we're talking about old school YouTube, right? I was talking about Smosh being bought by Good Become Morning, and for a lot of people, Smosh and Good Become Morning was things like they grew up with, thing they really associated with, and if you look at it, Rhett and Link are father to a lot of people, and Red and Link, which are going to become Morning, you honestly think their goal was to become father? No, they was to have fun, and it's just something that happened. And you know, we're talking this, and all of this to say, like, there's a lot of the old YouTube I would have wanted to see, and I didn't get to see because I was focused on watching, playing the same thing over and over again, and you probably like regret that, no? You know, I look at Joji, what Filthy Frank, and I'm watching this, and it's phenomenal. No, it's not because, of course, again, they're all available on YouTube, but they'll never be in the eat of it, right? What we're gonna do? It really sucks. I know what I'm for. Wait. What's my cover for this? Yeah, it's not gonna be. I'm full. I'm full. I don't have that much appetite today. I'm full. Anyway, it was a good mukbang, and I hope you guys. If you guys have sick beats.